Hi, I'm Sam, your inner voice and self-trust coach for women who refuse to choose between career success and being fully present with their kids. This is Journal Entries, where we break free from self-sabotage, reconnect with our inner wisdom, and live truly fulfilled lives in both of our roles. Let's dive in. Real quick before we dive in, I am hosting my first in-person workshop in over a year and a half, and I am genuinely so excited to be teaming up with Meraki Beauty for the perfect location and vibe. On Sunday, September 21st, we are hosting the Permission Slips for Ambitious Women workshop, and it's all about stopping that cycle where you know what you want but feel guilty for actually choosing it, or you're so disconnected from what you want because you've been busy helping other people for so long that you need some help discovering what lights you up with permission to pursue it without disappointing others. We are going deep with strategic journaling and a guided meditation so that you can start living for yourself just as much as how you show up for others in your life. There are only 12 spots and it includes mimosas. It's $25 to reserve your seat. So if you're in Western New York and you are tired of putting everyone else first, come join us. I would love to see you there. The link to join is in the show notes. All right, back to the show. Hello. Welcome to today's strategic journaling session. Strategic means that this is more than just gratitude journaling, and we go deeper than surface level. You will hopefully experience a breakthrough moment that will give you not just clarity, but then action steps on how to actually achieve what it is that you want or how it is that you want to feel. On Tuesday, so just this most recent episode, I talked about how I transformed playtime with my son Griffin by choosing presence over productivity. It was all about how we literally played with his transformers. And instead of me doing it half-heartedly and also while meal planning and trying to respond to emails in my head and think in advance of certain things, I put all of that aside and I was able to be truly present and patient during this playtime with my son. One of the things that I shared with you is how I spent 3 months avoiding those silly transformers because something in me was convinced that figuring out how to transform those toys wasn't a good use of my time, that I should be doing something different. Today, we are going underneath that story to figure out what's really driving you to choose your to-do list over connection with your family, even when you desperately want to be present. I find this all the time with women I work with. They want to be patient and present and there with their kids, yet their to-do list always seems to be running the show. So let's dig in. Prompt number 1. Think of the last time that your child asked you to play or spend time together and you felt that internal resistance, that, but I should be doing this voice. What were you convincing yourself was more important in that moment? Prompt number 2. If you had sat down and fully engaged with your kid instead of doing that quote unquote important task, what are you afraid would have happened? Get as specific as you can here. So, what story were you telling yourself about what you would miss out on, what you might mess up, or why you had to be on in a different area of your life? Prompt number 3. What if your resistance to presence isn't actually about being responsible or productive? What if it's about avoiding something deeper, like the discomfort of not being useful, or the fear that if you slow down, you'll have to feel emotions that you've been pushing aside? Think about that for a little bit. And to go even deeper, ask yourself, what might you be specifically afraid to feel if you slowed down? Or afraid to notice if you had the space to allow it, if there wasn't that other task keeping you busy? Amazing job. Most of us think that we are choosing productivity over presence because we're responsible and we feel like we have to do these things and that it's good and kind to do these other things. But what I hope I opened your eyes to today is, what if we're actually using busyness to avoid the vulnerability of just being with your kids, with ourselves, with whatever feelings come up when we stop moving? Once you have this sort of awareness and deep emotional connection to the problem that you want to solve, like being present with your kids, that's where we really dig into the actionable steps of how do we get there and how do we create that. I like to keep these journaling sessions short, so I only gave you 3 prompts today, but if you are very eager to get to that next space and get out of these habits of just staying busy so that you can actually build an even deeper connection with your kids and your family, then reach out to me. We can set up a totally free clarity call where we do take that next step. I will include the link for that in the show notes, and I always include the link for the Calm Mind Blueprint as well. This is 5 journaling prompts that you can do just one a day in 2 to 5 minutes, where you will go from overwhelm to inner peace. There's also a private podcast included where I give you voice guidance throughout. I hope that you had some aha moments today, hopefully something that you hadn't considered. Those are always the perspectives that really open us up to getting and creating and living the life that we want. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me for today's journal entry. If something resonated with you, I'd love to know about it. Screenshot this episode, share it on social media, and tag me at samantha.s.says. Or even leave a review, which will help more women find this podcast to create more fulfillment in their career and as a mom. And hey, if you're thinking, I wish I could get more of this, I've got you covered. Click on the link in the show notes, which I customize each week based on what we're talking about. And I always include the link to the Calm Mind Blueprint, which are my 5 journal prompts to go from overwhelm to inner peace in 2 to 10 minutes a day. Subscribe so that you catch my Thursday 5-minute journal with me episodes and next week's full episode where we will continue this journey together. I'll see you then.